What's up everyone, it's Sam from 64 Wheels, back with more diecast, and today we're doing another Throwback Thursday vintage release. This time it is the 1986 Hot Wheels Body Swappers 3-pack. So, awesome set. I've had my eye on this set for a while. It's kind of expensive on eBay. It runs roughly $75 to $150 depending on the overall condition of the set. I spotted this at a toy show. It was actually the Cincinnati Hot Wheels show over the weekend, or last weekend. I was sitting on a table, I saw it, I'm like, oh man, I gotta have that. So I walked by it a few times, and then I ended up picking up, I negotiated the price. The guy had $40 on this, I believe, and I negotiated it down to $35. One of the reasons why it was so cheap is because it isn't perfect. It has been opened before. There you can see it's got a little bit of tear in the corner, and it was taped at one point. And then the big thing is that the adjustable, like the little wrench, is missing. So that didn't really bother me that much because I wanted to open it and enjoy it anyways. And the wrench you can probably buy on eBay. I know I've seen them on there before. And you can still actually just adjust the cars by hand, so I'm not too worried about it. So we'll still get a lot of enjoyment out of this video and the set. So let's go ahead and dig on into it. Like I said, this is from 1986. This is hardcore in the Blackwall era. There you can see that awesome Body Swappers logo with like the little bolt. It's got the more fat Hot Wheels logo. I really like that logo. That was the one I grew up more with in the 90s, and then they kind of changed it, or in the late 80s, early 90s, and then they changed it, because now the version we have now is like a little bit skinnier, it's thinner, but that one just like the red and white, it looks great. So, like I said, the box isn't the best, but like, look at that card art. That's awesome. So it shows 3 variations of the chassis. There is a regular version, like almost like a high raker version, and then the 4x4. And it advertises you can make 9 different cars from the 3 bodies, because you can switch all 3. Like you can do this one with 3 chassis, this one with 3 chassis, and this one. So you can make a off-road police car or an on-road truck, whatever you want to do, which I think that's pretty cool. So there on the bottom, it says right there from 1985. This is probably the oldest thing I've ever unboxed or did a review on. Look at that card art. That looks so good. I love that, like almost like art drawing style. Like now they look almost realistic. That's like almost like the Hot Wheels coloring books I had as a kid. They just look awesome. So there you can kind of see 3 hot bodies, 3 tough chassis, crank it up, the super socket wrench, and create 9 different Hot Wheels cars. So there we can see how you actually kind of put them together. It has a tab in the front of each one, and then it has a little plastic lug wrench in the back that you kind of turn over the chassis and lock it into place. One thing I didn't realize was that these all the castings have names, but all the chassis have names too. So the Mean Dream Racer, which is the red one, Squad Bod, which is the police car, great name for a police car, and then the off-road 4x4. These are all unlicensed castings, but they are modeled after real cars. This one, the Mean Dream Racer, I don't know exactly which one. This one is definitely a square body Chevy, and this one looks like either like a Plymouth Fury, Dodge Monaco, or even a Ford LTD of the 86 era. So but the chassis are cool because you have the low and sassy, the heavy treader, and the mag rider. So this is going to be fun. Like, let's check out, like, look at that. Car wash and service station, stow and go. That's the OG stow and go too. That's so cool. Like, look at that. All those mint Blackwall cars, and what is that? The Hot Ones wheels. Oh, that's so cool. I wonder what that kid is doing now, if he's like a grown-up and remembers he was on this Hot Wheels box. Because that would like be the best memory as a kid. I'd tell everyone, even as an adult, I'd be like, I was on a Hot Wheels box as a kid. It was the coolest thing ever. So let's go ahead and open this. So it has a very 80s like gridded background there. As you can see, the little insert, not much to it. There's no instructions. I don't know if there were any instructions other than the ones on the back of the box. Originally, since mine has been open, I doubt there were, because it's it right there. People were a little more intuitive back then. I don't feel like we needed as many instructions, but let's go ahead and take a look at each of these. So there we have the, what is this, off-road 4x4. You can clearly tell that is supposed to be like a square body Chevy, and they actually turned this into, I think, a military vehicle. It was the one that had the like cannon or gun on the back. Like after this release. So this is the only time this actual version of this truck was released, and it's got the off-road pickup. Like, look at the graphics. Like, that looks pretty sharp. This is what, almost 40 years ago. and that looks excellent. Like the paint quality is still decent, looks good. So there, as you can see, is that front like assembly tab, and then out back we have these little screws in the base that stick through a hole, and then you turn them. You can actually do it with like just like a regular screwdriver, it looks like. So it's probably, if kids lose the wrench, you can still put them together, but I think I can put them together by hand. So there's the, we'll go over all the bodies and then the chassis. So Squad Bod, this is an excellent police car. I like this. This is not a car that's in any of the other sets. So this is the only time you can get it. It does got a little little sticky right there. Probably, I don't know if someone had a sticker on it or something at some point. But pretty mint. Doesn't look like it have any scratches. Like this is about as box fresh as you can get from one of these. Like the chrome looks good. This is the same way. It's got the little assembly tab up front. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the quality of the graphics and that the paint has held up. There's no cracking in this paint, no cracking in the white paint. You can see probably a little bit of corrosion or overspray happening on the chassis, but not much for being how old it is. So these will definitely probably outlive us in our lifetime. They seem to be pretty good, with the exception of this one. So you can see some corrosion is happening on the actual metal on this one. Right here in the corner and right there on the side. That's not like play damage, that's actual corrosion, because when you see that like white oxidation of the metal, that's actually corroding under there. So my guess is that it was either chipped or something from the factory, and then it just started getting a little bit of more oxygen to that, like almost like breaking down, like kind of like a rust. So that's a little bit of a bummer that has on there, but otherwise this casting is like mint. There's no there's no scratches, there's no play marks, there's no rub marks on the windows or anything like that. So it's just some corrosion. So as a collector, we just have to be conscious that even though we have this in the package and it's mint and you could put it up in your collection and never even touch it, it could corrode either way. So it's a little bit of a bummer, but it's still fresh. I'm opening it, I'm enjoying it, so I don't really care. So there it says Champion, so that's actual license. The spark plug is there. Bort, I don't know what Bort is though. I don't know if that's a real brand or not, but let's go ahead and look at the chassis. So here is the, I assume this would be the terrain trucking chassis, and it's cool to actually see a Hot Wheel chassis like bare and built. That's kind of cool. So this is a raw Zamac chassis. There's that Hot Wheel logo, 1985 on the base. It does have the interior already set up. This one has the engine in place. It's got some little like tools, hose, what it looks like garden shears, a wrench. There's a couple different things, but that's cool. That's cool just even like that, having a bare chassis. I like that. So, okay, here is the police car chassis. This would be the high-speed chasin'. What is this? No. Probably Low and Sassy, I guess. I don't know. They don't have names on them, so I don't know which one. I assume that's this one, because there you can see this one also has the engine. Not a super detailed interior, but still, I mean, really up to today's standards as well. And here is the, assume this is like the high raker one. So it's got a little bit of a hot rod stance to it. It's got the big wheels in the back, small wheels up front. It's got a spare tire over here. Pretty basic interior, same kind of seats as the police car, but you'll notice it has a peg right there. That's because there is an engine right here. So you can put this in there. I think it just snaps in like this, right? Yep, just like that, it stays in there, and you can put the body over it. I think it's just for the red one though. Otherwise, I think you have to pull it off because you can't, obviously you couldn't see it with the police car and the truck because the body or the hoods are closed. So let's go ahead and put them all together how they would go, like how they're like stock version. So I'll go ahead and put the engine back here, stick that one on there, and then we'll go ahead and assemble this one first. So let's see, so go like this, place it over the tab. Is the engine in the way? Oh, of course, I gotta do the engine last. Okay, should have known that. Okay. So like that. And then this, you have to line up the little peg here because it does have those like adjustment screws on it. So you go like this, squeeze it a little bit, and then just turn it. Let's see if I can do it with my hands here. Just like that, I guess. I don't know. Doesn't go together too much, so I think it just holds into place like that. Is that right? Oh, sorry, hang on. Oh, nope, hang on. There you go, just like that. So there it is. Let's see. Put the engine back on there. Boom. Pretty cool. I mean, it just looks like a standard Hot Wheel until you know that the base swaps out, which is pretty cool. I mean, it fits nicely. This design, I mean, it doesn't feel super cheap, but it doesn't feel super expensive either, but it's almost 40 years old. So it's holding up pretty well. So that's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and roll it. And it rolls like a fresh black wall. That's so nice. Okay, let's do the police car here. This one's my favorite. I've been looking forward to this one. So got that little adjustment tab. Got to turn the screw so it fits in there just like that. Press it down a little bit, turn it. Is that it? Let's see. Just like that. And there it goes. It's together. Man, that looks so sharp. Like just the colors, everything on it, it looks so good. The little peg sticking out of the back kind of looks goofy, but it has a feature. So we'll go ahead and give it a pass for that. But look at that. That's so cool. Man, okay, let's try the truck now. Here, let's see how this one goes together. Okay, move that peg around. Okay. Kind of got to squish them just a little bit. I don't know if I'll be able to get my fingers in this one. Let's go ahead and try to use the screwdriver for this one a little bit. So there you go. It's pretty simple. The tabs hold pretty well, actually. That looks good. That is huge. Man, it rolls so well. Look at that. That is a brand new 1986 Hot Wheel just assembled. So cool. That is awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to change them out a little bit too and see what we can do with the other cars. All right, so we'll pull that one off. Pull that one off. Let's see here. It'd be cool to make like a little hot rod police car with like the hot rodded stance here. I'm gonna try that one next. Okay. Let's see. So you don't have to put the engine back in this one because the police car has a hood. So there's no, I mean, can't do anything with it anyways. Let's go ahead and pull that one to the side. That's cool. Look at that. Hot rodded police car. It's almost like a Tommy Boy. Or not. Is it Tommy Boy? What was it? Oh, no. Black Sheep. The Chris Farley movie where they have the hot rodded Caprice police car. That is so cool. Look at that. Nice. That's awesome. Okay. And then let's try to put the truck on the regular chassis here and see how that works. I mean, that's pretty cool that they gave the ability, like they had the ability back then to do this. Like we should definitely be able to do it now. Like for sure. Okay, let's see. Is this one not working? Is it in there? It's trying. Like, look at that. That looks hilarious with those little black walls on it. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. This one, the body seems to be a little long, like the chassis, but maybe it's supposed to be that way. That way it's like the back bumper kind of. But it looks so funny with that chassis on it. I mean, it still rolls good. It still looks good. Oh, all right. Let's see. All right, let's try this. Let's just look at this one on here. I don't know if I'll lock them all into place, but oh, that's cool. That almost looks like the 4x4 Vet that they had in the early 80s, the Blackwall era, but that looks cool too. That little chip out of it kind of sucks, but not bad. That one actually snapped into place without me even doing anything. Let's see. They're a little finicky, but they're not bad. I wonder how long, like, how long these lasted if you just continually played with them. Because they seem to be doing okay right now, but I mean, just plastic in general, being screwed into metal, like the metal isn't going to wear down, the plastic is going to wear down first. So I wonder how long these lasted as a kid if you just played with them every day and swapped them out, how long they actually lasted. But that looks super cool too. Look at that. That is awesome. I love that. 4x4 police car. That is so cool. Okay, so the last one is to hook the truck, I think, to this one, to the hot rod chassis. Let me see. Here we go. So it does snap down. You actually kind of screw it in and it pulls the body a little closer. That one, I mean, that looks very 70s-ish, 80s street machine look. Doesn't look terrible. I don't know. What do you think is the best one for the truck? Let me know which one you like the best. If you like the just the all small wheels, the hot rodded look, or the off-road look. I actually kind of like this hot rod look. I don't think it looks bad on this truck, but man, that's so cool. I wish Hot Wheels would do more stuff like this now, because I really enjoy this stuff. I think people who had these sets back in the day would enjoy making them now with their kids, or even just buying them now and having fun with them, because I know I would. Like, even though I didn't have the set when I was little, this is so cool, just being able to like mix all the cars. It just gives you a lot of play options for one price, which is nice. I know I had the Hot Wheels Mechanics, I believe it was, sets from like 96, 97, and those were super cool because I remember having a Viper and maybe a NASCAR RT10 with blue stripes, and you could like swap it out, had a little mechanics tool. You could do so much stuff with that set. Like, the only problem was keeping it all together, because it was easy to lose parts because there were so many. So, all right, let me pull this one back in. Oh, go down a little bit more. Make sure I'm doing this right. Probably not. Okay. Go then twist. Boom, and it's on there. That is so cool. All right, so that wasn't a super long video, but I liked it. I like these cars. I think they're cool. I like the mechanisms. They're pretty simple, but they work. I mean, they're metal body, metal chassis, something we don't even get from Hot Wheels now. Rarely, especially in like a mainline style car. But these are awesome. Let me know what you think of these in the comments. I know that wasn't a very like super exciting, thrilling video, but it was cool to see these cars out of the package, and now they're going to be enjoyed almost 40 years later. And you guys are getting to see them basically brand new, which is crazy because never in the 80s did they think that people were going to be filming stuff about their cars and putting them online for the literal world to see. So these cars have seen a lot in their old age, and now they're out like free. It's kind of like, what is it? The miner, like, what was his name? Willie in Toy Story? I can't remember how he spent his whole life in the box. But now these cars are free and they can breathe a little bit. So cool. Well, let me know what you think of these in the comments. I really appreciate you watching. I'll try to do a Throwback Thursday vintage diecast post every Thursday until I run out, and then we can kind of do some just vintage reviews rather than unboxings. But I like these. I'm a fan of these. These will be enjoyed. I'll have to kind of, I don't know if I'll put them back in. I'll probably take them apart and put them back in the box right now, so I don't lose anything, and then kind of get them displayed together, because I think it'd be cool to display them like the bodies off with the chassis too. And you can display them different ways, because you can do that, because you can body swap them. Yeet. So awesome. Well, I really appreciate watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.